Here with Brian Lee, Liquid Fluff. This is right before the signing that they're going to do, and then later on they play Na'Vi in the semifinals of a Dream League. Just came from MLG. Didn't get the results we wanted there. Do you have anything to say about that tournament?
That was pretty much our first major LAN together as a team besides Korea. And I think we're just getting used to LAN and interacting with each other in the offline environment. So we're going to bounce back during the stream hack.
The consensus now among the fans seems to be that Liquid does much worse on LAN than playing, from home. Why do you think that is, and is that true?
For this LAN specifically, the past one, MLG, it was because the new patch hit, and also there was kind of a shift in how people played the game. I don't like using the word metagame too often, but like people started doing dual lanes more often, and online, if you notice how we always played tri-lane versus tri-lane, so it kind of threw us back. It took me aback anyway. Like the way Peter plays is that he reacts to a lot of different situations, but the way I like to play is I like to know what I'm doing. Like I play more strategically, so when the lanes kind of dissolved in a way that we weren't really familiar with, it was really hard for me to adjust to that. But we talked about it, and hopefully we can play really well here.
It's not gonna be easy playing Na'Vi first. Do you put them or Alliance right now as the top foreign team? What would you say, other than Liquid, of course?
I'm not too sure about Alliance. I think they're just out of form because they haven't practiced as much. I know Na'Vi's always going to be consistently good, but I mean, if we want to win the tournament, which we do, that's our goal, we have to beat anyone anyway, so we're just going to play everybody the same way.
And what do you think about what happened last week at MLG, the miracle speed gaming run through the 0-3 to start and then winning out? How do you feel about, what do you think they did right, and how did they end up winning that tournament?
I mean, honestly, I've always been really envious of, Eternal Envy. I think they're really, really dedicated and hardworking. I mean, they practice nonstop more than almost any other team, and generally in tournaments, if a team starts winning, I kind of feel a little bit jealous, and I don't feel that good about them winning. But in this case, I actually cheered for them during the final. I cheered them on because they have a lot of heart, and they've been working really hard. I think that's the defining factor. They're so try hard, and they give everything their all, which is why I think they took the MLG Columbus.
And they're kind of our Liquid's designated practice partner team. You guys scrim with them the most out of any other team, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of teams they don't really practice that much, and every day it's just speed. Sometimes we play them so much in a month that we're just like, no, we don't want to play them today because we know we're gonna play them the next day. They're basically the team that we play the most out of any team.
And what would you say is how would you describe playing against them so many times? I know you have some stories about them never giving up or whatever. They're like Rocky.
I think their team is the team that consistently goes into the late game, and they're just so comfortable with it. They're the team that comes back from mega creeps consistently during tournament matches, and it's almost the same way in scrims. Like me and Koikfil like to joke, we say they don't lose when they're supposed to. Why aren't they losing when they're supposed to? Like sometimes we're up 10k, 12k, and it's just the most impossible task to break their base. Or sometimes we take 2 lanes of racks and they just don't give up, and our games become instead of 35 minutes, they become an hour. And that's just how they play. They never give up.
That's good. You get some practice in those situations. Those situations are rare to get practice in when you're up to 2 racks and a team's just not giving up, right? Well, things go wrong. Did you guys have any kind of drama in the booth, yelling at each other or anything like that?
I think whatever anybody saw in the booth was just as bad as it got. Really, after that, we kind of just talked about it, and honestly, we're pretty calm about it. To be honest, I think we overreacted a lot more, on the past Liquid than this team. I think everyone kind of understands what's going on. The main thing was that we're not on the same page, and it's something that's pretty easy to fix, I think.
Okay. Well, this is the first interview I've ever done with you, so we need to do some basic introduction stuff. How would you describe yourself to all the fans? I'm sure anyone that's read your blogs on TL or watched you stream, they kind of get a sense of you. But how would you describe your personality to people that don't know?
I'm definitely very introverted and shy. I like to think a lot, and I like to observe. So sometimes when we're like in social circles, I'd rather watch, and I enjoy doing that. But some people kind of take it like I'm bored. But I really just like watching people. I think about Dota really strategically. Like I like having a plan, and I like knowing how everything fits in place. And I would say,
so you're not a spontaneous person. Would you say you're a spontaneous person?
I am a spontaneous person. I'm very reserved. It's like when I have to get close with somebody, and then I can really be who I am. But generally, I'm quite reserved.
What do you do for fun outside of Dota? Like, what do you enjoy doing?
I like reading books that are like practical knowledge. Like I just finished a book called Positive Intelligence, which is like a famous
self-help books.
It's not self-help. I mean, I used to be into that, but that was like when I was kind of a depressed teenager and stuff like that. Now it's more like leadership skills, things I can apply directly to Dota. I see a lot of parallels between like the business world and like teamwork within my team, and I try to use like different things like that.
Management.
Yeah, management.
Well, I mean, you guys were on a really good run. Ended at MLG, but you're still alive in a lot of these online cups.
Yeah.
It's still alive in D2L, alive in obviously this one, and D2CL, all placing top 3, top 4 until the finals happen. What's the goal for all of those? Like, we're trying to win one. We're trying to win all of them. What's the plan?
Of course, we're trying to win all of them, and I think the big one is like, I think going to Las Vegas for D12 would be really amazing. I mean, it seems like it would be just an incredible time over there.
We were there before.
Yeah.
Boot camping.
I want to go to Bocce Burger. That's like my all-time favorite place for burgers.
That's the infamous IX Mike story. You want to tell it? Where the waiter asked him.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, go ahead.
The waiter came to IX Mike and he ordered a burger, and the waiter said medium, and Mike goes large. Yeah, he just figured out how to order temperature on burgers. But do you miss IX Mike?
Yeah, I think the first thing Mike came to Columbus, which is really good because I didn't see him in so long, and I just gave him a really big hug. I mean, I hugged the same way that we hugged at the end of the LGD game. Just like he's 1 in a million, or more actually. A million's not that big for him.
There's not.
He's like he's one of a kind, really.
But he's still on the team. He's still in the team chat. He kind of participates in, your guys' discussions, briefly. He trolls Robin all the time in that chat.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really talk to him too much these days. Only here and there to see how he's doing, but really the team's like kind of enveloped my entire life and all my time.
How would you describe the 2 new guys that we got, Koikva and Wei2? Let's start with Wei2. What's he like? Does he complete you the way that Mike did?
I don't know if he necessarily completes me the way Mike did. Mike was just like so fun to be around, but Wei2, yeah, he's a totally different dynamic. He's really happy and uplifting, and he brings the team like a lot of morale, and he also has like quite good leadership skills since he was the leader of Dignitas. So like all in all, I see him complimenting me a lot more in game. Even though sometimes we're not on the same page, he really like picks up the slack, and that was a really big issue with the last team where we had leadership issues. And he's a fun guy to be around in general.
Is he better than you at Visage?
No.
Then why does he play it? Why does he play Visage?
Because he like doesn't buy wards, and I have to like buy everything. I mean, he told me one day, he was like, okay.
IX Mike right now is just nodding, be like, yeah. How does it feel, bro?
Yeah, that one bit me in the ass.
What about Chen? Who's better at Chen?
I'm better at Chen.
Okay, we'll have a little Chen competition. That hero is close to my heart.
I mean, if you put all your units in a control group, just one control group,
does he do that?
I think you just suck as micro.
You gotta get way to get more control groups. Then
I told him
all his birds on one.
I mean, he's capable. He just doesn't practice it.
And what about Koika?
Koikva is like, he's German, so he always sounds a little bit angry or pissed off. But I know that's just how he is. He's just really talented, and from what I've seen, he doesn't really like hold anything back. It doesn't seem like very resentful. He's like gonna say it how it is, and there's not really many issues with him. I really enjoy playing with him. He's
also
super
really good. Yeah,
super talented.
He plays a lot of the heroes that we traditionally haven't been able to play, right?
Yeah, he's really dedicated to, like, before TI3. I think Sam and Koikfa used to 1v1 like all day. I mean, hours at a time. I saw them and I was like, Sam, why are you like telling him secrets? He's on Mouse. He's not on our team. Because Sam would like tell him things like how to play lanes properly. I'm like, this is like not how we win the tournament.
This is how we win the free agency period, though.
Pretty much.
Is that how we recruited him? Sam getting his little grubby fingers and everything.
Sam likes to find like players he thinks like are talented or really good. And I guess the way he does that, he said like he watches their player perspective and he sees how they click around and stuff, and he can tell.
It seems like he would be a pretty good GM.
GM?
Like a general manager.
I guess.
He he called. Who did he call? He called A-God.
Called A-God?
A-God.
Before I was on Complexity, he wanted to like play with me and stuff. He like Sam just all of a sudden just started spamming me like every day. He's like, oh, I want to play with you and stuff like that. But I said on Complexity, I actually said like, I told Hannah and Mike, I was like, I'm never gonna play on a team with Bulba. He's like too shady, and he just
he's too shady.
All the time. And
then
what?
Like,
he just like, you hear so many things about Sam being like gossiping about all the teams and like.
Yeah, he gossips about everything. That guy's like, if there was a TMZ blog about Dota, it would totally be run by Bulba because he knows everything about everything.
I even like, after TI3, I started talking to people about our team. And they're like, oh yeah, we heard everything about like all the struggles in your team and like how you reacted. I was like, what the hell, Sam? You just tell everybody?
Sam's like, it wasn't me, man. It wasn't me.
You can't really keep secrets with him.
Yeah. Don't tell him anything. Yeah. But he gets it out of you.
I think iSrug like banned people from telling him like changes for the patches and stuff. Because he just leaks it all the time.
Well, so now that you've been together with TC and Bulba for an entire year, and now again this year, the focus seems to be kind of a little bit more long-term, right? Yeah. We're looking at, every single thing is kind of centered around TI. Is that how you guys feel about the mentality?
I don't know if centered around it. I mean, I know you asked this question to a lot of people already.
Yeah, I do.
Like, of course we want to win everything. We just want to be as dominant as possible. And obviously winning TI is the ultimate goal.
Do you think that having TI be so like kind of large in the Dota scene is kind of detracts from all these other tournaments, or do you think that it's just super awesome that there's one event that transcends everything?
I think it does. I mean, my opinion is that there should be multiple events, maybe even just 2, dividing up the prize pool and just giving teams more incentive to play, and not just like form a team for the qualifier so they can like participate or disband all their players a couple months before to try to win. I don't think that's how you deserve to be called the best team.
Those teams don't ever get anywhere anyway, though.
Sometimes. I mean, sometimes they do. It's just like...
Really? All the teams that did well at TI are ones that were kind of together for a while, right?
Well, yeah, but like never underestimate the honeymoon period. I mean, when you start a team, you come out really strong because you just believe in everything. And sometimes that's just like, I don't know. I don't really respect a team that just forms for TI. I think they need to be here.
How would you describe, because we saw a little bit of the team chat at MLG, they had that like team chat thing.
Yeah.
How would you describe the way you guys communicate versus the way other teams communicate? And, from what you've seen, how are their personalities like?
I haven't seen too many of them. I remember like a couple speed gaming ones. After TI2, I rang for Eternal Envy a couple times with his team with Black, and I kind of remember that really loud Eternal Envy voice like yelling at everybody, and it was kind of obnoxious. But in a setting like this, when everything's on the line, it's really important to have someone who's just gonna be really
in your face.
In your face, yeah.
Pushing you to do things.
I enjoy that. I think it's a good thing to do because it's a lot better to have someone just saying something than everyone just being completely silent. I think that's something that EG struggles with, from what I've heard.
And have you heard Navi's or DK's, the little sound bites?
I heard Navi's is like, Puppy's like, fuck it, fuck them, kill them,
Yeah.
go. I mean, that's what I imagined.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. And then them telling Dendy to retreat because he's just staying there the whole time. I remember that little clip.
I like it though.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I hope they do that a little more often. Though, did they tell you guys about that beforehand, that they were going to do that?
No.
They just cut to the... What if they said something crazy then?
I don't know. I remember watching a LOL stream where they did this for the first time. And I remember they turned it on when the team was losing. And they were just like flaming each other. And I was like, oh my God, this can't be good.
Yeah, imagine they just cut to like alliances and EGM's like, yo, I buried that hooker like near my house or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like if some like crazy secret comes out, what would they do?
I mean, Dota like brings out the worst in people when they lose.
What's the worst you've ever gotten from a team? You don't have to say who it is, but what's the worst you've ever gotten from a teammate losing?
Honestly, I don't think...
I hope you die.
I don't think I've gotten anything too terrible. Most of the people seem to have a good amount of respect for me, especially Sam. Like, Sam pretty much had to vent everything onto Mike on the past team because he really couldn't talk to anybody. He couldn't talk down to anybody in the last team, so I haven't really received any terrible things.
And okay, so this tournament only four teams in the finals. No Speed Gaming here.
Yeah.
Kind of wish we could see them here, but we'll have to save that rematch for later. How do you do you think Alliance doing poorly at MLG is because they're kind of slacking off after winning TI?
I don't know if it's slacking off. I think they've just been traveling a lot. It's Korea, San Francisco. What else? I don't know. They haven't had any time to practice, and honestly, like sometimes, like on Liquid when we used to play every single day, if we took like a week off and came back, it'd just be like it was all for nothing. You have to really maintain your form. And like I said, for us, the laning situation changed. I feel like you had to have adapted to that in your practice, and I think that hurt them.
Okay, well, enough stuff about Dota. Well, you recently you're taking a break from school right now?
Yeah, pretty long break.
You were how many years did you complete in college until you took a break?
I went through half of college before I decided
YOLO.
I'm ditching classes anyway, and all I can think about is the game, so I might as well just drop out because it's like I'm just wasting my money right now.
Yeah, and you're just you're living at home. You have a girlfriend now. You're visiting her.
Yeah.
Have you been enjoying your freedom?
Yeah, I really have. I mean,
it's a job, but it's not really a job. It's like a fun job.
It's something that I can do anywhere. Sometimes I go up to San Francisco to hang out with my girlfriend. I live with her a little bit, and I can play my matches from there. And it works out pretty nicely because she has work and school, and I play in the morning, so it doesn't interfere whatsoever. And it's a fluid thing that it's pretty nice that I can be, somewhere else other than home, and still give it my all in practice every day.
And what do your parents think about your hiatus and like playing this professionally? Do they watch any of the matches? Do they know what's going on? Do they know thousands of people follow you on Twitter? What's the opinion of them?
I think my dad follows me on Instagram, which is really weird. So sometimes I put things up there that I'm like, I kind of don't want my parents to see, but whatever. And I think my mom's like, oh, when are you going back to school? When are you going back to school? When are you going back to school? Every time I come home. And she's right, though. I do need to go back. And my dad's really supportive, though. He's very supportive, almost too supportive.
You can, there's time for it later. You'll realize that, I think that there's not many opportunities for experiences like this and going to TI and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, if you didn't do it, you would really regret it later on.
I definitely would.
Yeah. So, I mean, living the dream right now, traveling all over the world.
Pretty much.
How many places have you been? Europe, Korea,
China, Sweden. Oh, well, I guess Sweden counts as Europe.
and just which of these places do you like the most?
I think I liked Korea. Actually, I enjoyed China the best, actually. It's because I'm Chinese, but like I don't speak Chinese. And there's kind of this disconnect for me, like, I identify as an American.
You're looking at people on the street like.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I have like a lot of, sympathy for Chinese people just because I look like them, I guess. But like I always felt like I needed to connect with them, and going over there was pretty fun because we had a show. We had someone showing us around named Carson, who was really fun and entertaining, and it was a blast in China. Honestly, had a lot of fun.
Well, you guys have a signing session soon, so I don't want to keep you too long. Let's do the shout outs and stuff. You ready for this? Go ahead.
I haven't done these in a while. Shout out to my friends, my family. Shout out to Kat. Shout out to Twitch. Shout out to Razer, Need for Seat, Barracuda Networks, and Shiny Things.
It's pretty good. It's almost as if you rehearsed that.
I really didn't. I haven't done this in forever.
Okay, well, follow us on Twitter. Follow the team Liquid Pro. Follow this guy, Liquid Fluff. Subscribe to our channel. Check out all our other interviews. And, good luck against Na'Vi. And let's hope you can bring this one home.
Thanks.